Well, good evening, my friends. It is me, Nick Rosario, and I am back after a 2 week absence. But I'm back to tell you that I'm having a fantastic day. It is Halloween, and you all know what that means. It's time for the round table. It's Tuesday night as well. And yeah, we're here with who do we got over here? We got some guy named Handy. Hey, Handy, what are you handy with, huh? What do you do over there, pal? What's going on over there, Mister Handy?
Well, I was thinking that oh, and then you know what? I'll talk about that later. Anyway, sorry. My cough drop kicked in right in the middle of the sentence. Got my regular speaking voice back.
Yeah.
My great nephew sent his love and damn, I forgot the word. He just said to tell y'all, hey, but I'm here. I'm doing pretty good. What did he say? He like being here. Something about taking out the trash, something like that. So hello, how y'all doing?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I know a few garbage men here in Chicago. Do that kind of thing. It's kind of nice. You know what I'm saying there, Handy? All right, now we got next up.
Hold on. Let me break character for a minute. Ben Cornett, you can kiss my black. You know what?
Of course, we got a couple of people in the comments already. People think they're funny, so they put up stuff. It's all good. Thank you, Ben, for watching. Thank you, Alex, for your comment. And of course, we got a lady here with looks like some bunny ears and a hat. I believe her name is Tina Winter, and she a Broncos fan, and that's nice, Tina. It's nice to root for a team, right? Like my Chicago Bears. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, how you doing there, Tina? How's it going on this fine Tuesday with you, huh?
I'm doing good. I decided I would hop on in and join. So let's get going. All right.
All right. No, sounds good. And we got one more person over here that it's a personal friend of mine. She's a fellow Chicago Bears fan, and I appreciate Delilah Crespo. Delilah, how we doing today, Delilah? How's it going, huh?
I'm doing great. It's Halloween. The kids are all trick-or-treating, even though it's snowing cold in the Midwest. But they're used to it. Our weather is unpredictable.
And that is for sure. I've had many a cold winter.
The saying is, wait 5 minutes, and the weather will change.
That is for sure. Just like our cold Hurricane Dicta. That's right. It's a hurricane. Here it comes.
But
that's what I'm talking about.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But I like it. It's Halloween. It's festive. And then now, tomorrow we head into the Thanksgiving and holiday season.
Yeah. That is for sure. I'm thankful for a turkey dinner.
Mariah Carey is about to come out of her Christmas cocoon.
Please go back in that cocoon.
And we are going to hear All I Want for Christmas for the next 3 months.
All I want for Christmas is for that song to go away. That's all I'm saying. I've had enough of her.
I got a theory why Mariah keeps releasing that song every Christmas. Cause she got to pay alimony to her ex-husband, and now when they got divorced, he didn't have but 2 kids, and now he got 52. all he need is one more, and he could field the full NFL roster. So I mean, she gotta,
She's smart. She left before all that happened. She was like, nah. I think she saw the writing on the wall, cause all those women had to agree to be in this weird thing he's got going on, and Mariah Carey was like, no.
Does he have more kids than Philip Rivers?
Yes.
Yes, he does, which was crazy.
I saw it.
But Rivers has 12.
But to be fair, they're all with the same person, though.
Yeah.
So Philip Rivers.
I don't know if that's better or worse, though.
I know.
We're going off.
Let's not talk about any more children being born, shall we, there, Handy? Look here, Grandpa. We're not no more with the kids being born. Let's move on a little bit, maybe from that. Okay, thank you. Anyways, again, we thank you for joining us today. It's Tuesday, like I said, round table. It's it's going to be a great night. Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Cornett. That's right. Coach Titka was a very personal favorite of mine, and so I have adopted that. We have the mustache. I don't know, but all right, let's go. And we do have a show for you tonight, so why don't we get that started? And as always, we start every. Oh, I hope Delilah fell. She dropped a pen or something. But we start every show with a coin toss. Let's get it going here, huh? Let's do this. All right. All right, so on to some serious stuff now. We've got I got that out of the way, out of my system. So let's, a lot of stuff happened today. As you know, today was the NFL trading deadline. And boy, did we have a lot of activity today. So let's get into that. Let's get it started. Handy, I will start with you only because yesterday your team had a trade. Beefing up your defensive line. You got a gentleman from the, you got Contavious Street, 2024 for a 2024 sixth rounder. If you play 6 games, or it's a conditional 7th round pick in 2025. How do you feel about this, Andy? Beefing up that defensive line.
I thought Contavious Street was a good place to go get some good barbacoa. I didn't realize that was a real person.
Oh man, I love it.
But to be completely honest, the Atlanta Falcons need as much help on defense as they possibly can. So if this is something that is going to help, I'm all for it, because the Falcons are the most consistently inconsistent team in the NFC, I think. I mean, I know that the 2 of my co-hosts would beg to differ, but it's just one week Atlanta looks good, the next week they look like garbage. The next week they look good, the next week they look like garbage. If we can get something that is consistent 100% of the time, I am all for it. So now somebody need to tell me where the boulevard is where I need to go get the good barbacoa.
There you go.
If it's not, I was getting ready to put it in Google Maps and find out.
Oh man, I love it. But yes, good on the Falcons again. Showing some life. You know, you won a few games, still in that. You know, you're basically still in the hunt for the NFC South, as it were. I mean, you still got a shot at that. So if you guys can put some stuff together, who knows? Might see your Atlanta Falcons make a little push. We'll see.
I don't know. That's
all right.
I'm sorry. I always do this to you every time you come to me. That's just a testament to how mediocre that division is.
Yeah, I hear you. It's all good.
You got 4 teams, and not a single one of them is standing out. And the one is, I think we're still leading the division right now, which is insane. Like, how do you lose a game and still be in front?
Well, but like you said, you play in a mediocre division. That's how, my friend. But let's move on. It's okay, man. Look, it's all good, Handy. Your Falcons are gonna be okay, I think. And you talked all that quarterback, or people talked all that quarterback talk too. We did have a quarterback move, and I know Tina was very nice to give us an update on everything today in our little group chat about what was going on. So I'm curious to know what you think of this one, Tina, because we all saw what happened to Mr. Kirk Cousins the other day. He's out for the season now with that ruptured Achilles. So that's pretty bad news. But the Vikings go and get a quarterback from the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals get a 6th-round pick. They get a 6th-round pick in return, and a 7th. And then, God, I can't even talk today. The Vikings get Josh Dobbs and a 7th rounder in 2024. Tina, what do we think of this? Josh Dobbs, a guy who couldn't get a jersey in Arizona at his own team store, and now he gets traded to the Vikings. What do you think about Josh Dobbs going over to Minnesota?
I think it's a safe pick to make sure. I forget what the guy's name is that's going to take over for the Vikings right now. But they're saying that's who they're going with. Like, isn't his last name Hall or something? Jalen Hall.
Yeah, some kid. Yeah, that we do.
Yeah, I think that's just a pick. It's just a good backup pick if their rookies that they have don't pan out, then they can throw Josh Dobbs in there. So, yeah. I mean, it was the 7th round. It's not That's not a huge number.
Right.
So
Right.
it's not going to do much for the Vikings come draft time. They might,
right.
But you never know. Maybe they'll get the next Brock Purdy or whoever is Mr. Irrelevant that year. So I just think it was a backup, just in case Jalen can't get it together for them so that they can at least still be competitive in your division. That's my thought on the Dobbs thing.
No, 100%. 100%. I agree. Delilah, our Bears decided to make a little move here.
I know.
Montez Sweat. We picked up a defensive lineman. Holy cow. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I heard the rumors starting yesterday, and I didn't know if that was going to go through or not. But again, I will say this, though. We sent a second-round pick to Washington for Mr. Montez Sweat. And we know what happened the last time we gave up a second-round pick for a free agent. Didn't work out so well. He's no longer with the team. But, Delilah, how do we feel about this one? Montez Sweat to the Bears for a second-round pick to the Washington Commanders. What do you think?
Listen, I'm in a lot of group chats, even though they're muted, but a lot of them are with the mutual Bears fans, and they were freaking out. They were like, here's why. Now, I understand Sean's point, which everyone on here knows that Sean is a Commanders fan, so he knows his players, right? And so he assured us that, us going with Sweat was better than going for Chase Young, right? So he was like that we made the better acquisition. The problem is what we gave up for him, right? So we gave up a second-round pick, whereas the 49ers gave up a third-round pick. And I know everybody's like, oh, second and third. No, it matters in picks. Like that second and third is a big deal. Like it's a big difference. Sure. There's a lot of players. And I know that people don't stick around and watch the draft after their first round. They don't spend all the next few days. But a lot of people do. And there's a lot that happens in those rounds, right? So he reassured us, that Sweat was a better choice and that he had better he did better on defense than Chase. But to be fair, Chase had injuries, right? So, but a lot of us were like freaking out. I think the reason we freaked out, as Nick said, is because we have a history of giving up a lot for a little bit. So when we see things like this happen, you have to understand that Bears fans are going through a lot of trauma when it comes to trades and picks, because our history is not on our side for us giving up so much. And we expect a lot from that trade, and then we get little. Look what happened with as Nick said, we gave up a second-round pick, and that person is no longer with us, so we have to eat that now. And so that's the concern, is that we just do not have a good history of doing a good job with that, with trades, when we give up that much, However,
good.
I'm hoping for the best. We did need a edge rusher. We needed someone who could put the pressure. Our defense is lacking, which I don't want to get into that now, but that's upsetting when we have a defensive-minded coach. So when we have a defensive-minded coach and our defense isn't where it should be, then I ask those questions. Because the last defensive-minded coach we had took us to the Super Bowl. I'm just, whatever happened, all I know is that at least that defensive-minded coach, his defense made people cry and tremble, and we have our infamous tape from that defense, right? So I'm gonna say, so if you're gonna go out there and sell yourself as a defensive-minded coach, then I expect our defense to show that, and I'm not seeing it. So I hope that Sweat could bring what we need so that we could stop, so we can stop the rush, so we can make picks, so we can get sacks, so we can, really put pressure on these quarterbacks. So I'm really, really hoping that Sweat works out. No hate on him. I don't know him as well as Commanders fans, but I'm hoping we don't end up eating the second-round pick like we did with the last person we traded a second-round pick for.
Yeah, I feel like, Ryan Poles, I got to imagine that they talked to Sweat's people and that he's going to sign with us after this year. Like, why would, because to me, why would you bother to bring a guy in for what, 8-9 games and then just let him walk as a free agent and give up a second round pick for him? So I'm really hoping that there was discussions before this deal was made to whereas, Sweat is going to sign with us so that we get him at least for another 3-4 years, whatever it is. But yeah, I definitely will be looking forward to seeing that. Also, like I said, Delilah mentioned about Chase Young goes to the 49ers for a 3rd-round pick. And I think I asked Sean that earlier, like, well, like, why didn't we get Chase Young then? Like, 3rd-round pick, we gave up a 2nd for Sweat. But, Sean was just saying that he, again, like you said, he thought Sweat might have been a better option as well. And Young missed, like 21 games between the 2 years that he was hurt. So, yeah, so there's a lot going on there. Also, the Bills trying to beef up that defense, got a defensive back. They got Rasul Douglas from the Packers. Packers get a 3rd-rounder, and they also sent a 5th-round pick to the Bills with Rasul Douglas. So a lot of stuff happening today in the world of football, and it's always exciting around trade deadline to see who does what. Of course, some people who stayed still, who we thought might have been traded, Devontae Adams, if anybody saw Sunday Night Football, you saw the disgust in his face there on the sideline. So, but Devontae stayed still. Saquon Barkley stayed still. So obviously these guys will have to work some stuff out with their teams, and we'll see what happens there. But let's quickly get into our recap.
That's because those trades ask for more than what teams are willing to give. That's why they had to sit.
Well, they had to. They just gave the Giants had to. They just gave Saquon his money.
Yeah, not just that, but what people are going to ask in return, those teams are not ready at this moment to give, right? Devontae Adams is not going to be shortchanged. We know what he can do. He's just on a mediocre team, but we know what he's capable of. Same thing with Saquon. He carries that giant. We know that already. So they're going to ask for more, and that's why they're like, yeah, you're going to sit put.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm definitely, like I said, there's a lot more still to happen. We'll see what the offseason brings. But for right now, those are the big trades at the trade deadline. Let us move on. As we always like to do, we recap here what happened this past weekend with our teams. So because I know it was a fantastic win for her, because I know she just loves the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs so much. But of course, we all saw that the Denver Broncos upset, because that's what everybody's calling it, so I'll call it that too, upset the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. So go ahead, Tina. Give us your opinion, your statement of what happened. What do you think? How happy are you that Kermit the Frog went down on Sunday?
Oh, I enjoyed having frog legs on Sunday. So, because you can talk about he was sick and all that, and I'm not going to take away from the Chiefs. They are an extremely good team, and Kermit is a very good quarterback. But I swear to God, they did not prepare for that game. I mean, everybody's talking about how can Miami beat us 70-20. We beat the Chiefs. How'd that happen? Oh, this is how it happened. We had 3 key defensive people come back off of injuries. When you're playing a 3rd-string safety in a Mike position in the Miami game, they're not going to be where they need to be. You are going to be able to take advantage of these things. And Fangio knows that defense. So that's why that game happened. That game on Sunday, our defense came to play. Our defense came to create havoc and show other teams exactly how you beat the Chiefs. You get Kelsey covered, and the other guys are going to screw it up. I'm sorry. The Chiefs need a wide receiver. They dropped the ball. They weren't in position, all of that stuff. So that's how we beat the Chiefs. But this is the one thing I want to say. Was it an upset? Yes, I think it was an upset. But here's it all. People don't remember. In 2 weeks, we held the Chiefs to 28 points total in 2 games. So maybe we're not as bad as people think we are. We have been in the past. I will say that. But I will also say I'm not drinking the juice right now. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I know this team is going to be back and forth and everything else, but we broke one of the longest streaks in the league right now, 16-0
Yes, you did.
against Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I'm happy. I think it's great, but this has got to show the Chiefs, like, you got some issues here. You got some,
Yes.
their defense didn't play well either. So we got a running game going. That's the other thing we haven't been doing. And I'm hoping that Sean keeps forward with this, which is run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and toss it when you need to. And 49-yard punt return by Mr. Mims from Oklahoma again. Lord, help me. Get that
there you know
in the game.
Yeah,
So
it really seemed though like it really seemed like Denver played a really complete game on Sunday, and that's why they were able to win, because they didn't make a lot, they didn't make a lot of mistakes, and again, they pounced, like you said. The defense came back strong, and you just were able to hold Kansas City down, and that's a great victory. Like, I think it's phenomenal, because like I said, everybody knows, like you said, everybody knows who Kansas City is, but when you can show weakness and you can show what their weaknesses are, and again, like you said, wide receiver is a big one for them, because like you said, you take away Kelsey and who do you have? Sky Moore, Cole Hardeman, like guys who, it just not very impressive in the wide receiver.
You got Hill. You throw to Hill for 20 yards.
Right, correct.
And that was 100%. That I was really proud of that defense for, is usually how Kansas City gets ahead is they do 20-yard chunks. They'll throw a ball for 20 or 25 yards and do it again and do it again and do it again. And they weren't letting them do that. Vance Joseph has taken a lot of heat over the last month and stuff over that defense. But he had those boys ready. And they knew what their job was, and they knew where they were supposed to be. But again, we got Justin Simmons back last week. We got PJ Locke back. And there was another guy that I'm not remembering right now, that helped out in the run defense. So, I mean,
sure,
it was our Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie.
No. Well, it could end up being. We'll see how it goes. You guys got still 8 games to play, so 3-5 though. I mean, again, you never know what could happen. You got
good as they were supposed to be. So this was supposed to be the hard section of our schedule that we're coming up.
Right. That's
so
what
we'll see. Like I said, I'm not on the Kool-Aid. But
that's fine.
I saw some things I liked.
But
so
awesome. Well, let's turn our attention now to Grandpa. I mean, Mr. Handy over there, and Handy. Falcons kind of took a little one on the chin on Sunday, huh? What happened there? Give us your.
You mean they did like me on a night when I had too many prunes and they crapped the bed? Is that what you meant to say?
Yeah, that's one way to put it. I'm sure. Yes.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what to say about Atlanta. Well, there's a couple of things here. They were able, with Will Levis as quarterback. Now, Tannehill has been serviceable, but we all know that offense has been built around Derrick Henry for like ages now.
Yes.
You put Will Levis in this game, and all of a sudden he's thrown for over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. D-Hop has his second 100-yard receiving game and scores 3 of those touchdowns. Now you have a run threat and a pass threat. And Atlanta, like I said, we gonna need that boy, the street where I can get the barbacoa. We're gonna need him to help us. But I mean, this is what happens when you bring a total game to play against the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, you get what I'm getting at. You hear me? I got an uncle. I got an uncle. He's long gone now, but he used to say, "You hear me? What I say?" That's exactly what happened to Atlanta, and like I said, inconsistently consistent. You see, now I will say this. No, that's what I'm saying. Tannehill didn't play in that game. That's what I said. That's what I said, man.
Oh man, I tell you,
Levis had an incredible game. And Taylor Heineke, and a twist that I'm sure made Sean kind of happy. His boy, even though he's not playing with the Commanders anymore, Taylor Heineke got to get out there and throw the ball around.
Yeah.
Got to throw the
Almost
ball
brought him
around
back.
a bit.
Almost brought him back.
Yeah, almost brought them back. They did put my boy on the bench, so Heineke could come out and play. And Heineke showed him what he could do. I think. I question to the crowd: do you think that Heineke gets the nod next week over Ritter, or what? Are you thinking that they just let Ritter sit just to kind of clear his mind and clear his thoughts, and maybe they'll put him back out there next week? Oh, they did.
Well, I mean, personally,
I missed that part. I did miss that part. I was on the road coming from Memphis yesterday. I got in the bed when I got home, I got up this morning and went to work. So I have seen squat except for scores and stats. So Ritter's getting bit. Well, my fantasy might be coming true. That's better than
you just read that Ritter's getting bit?
That's better than going to the cafeteria at the old folk home and finding out that you actually have a real apple pie instead of Jell-O for dessert.
Oh man, you're killing me. I love it. But no, I again, I don't, like I said, I haven't seen Atlanta. I've only seen Atlanta play a little bit this year, but I know Desmond Ritter hasn't exactly been impressive, as it were, and Heineke being a seasoned veteran, at least, it might give you guys a chance until Ritter either, like you said, clears his head or can figure out and correct the mistakes he's been making. But again, as far as quarterbacks go, sometimes you got to ride the hot hand. And if you can get Heineke to put some points on the board for you guys and kind of spark that offense, I'm thinking that's how you got to go.
That's it. And that's not necessarily saying that Heineke might be the future of the franchise, but
no.
I mean, if he can hold the team together, long enough to maybe to spark some fire in some of the other guys, because I've seen that happen. We've all seen it happen before. Backup quarterback comes in, he's not the future of the franchise. How many times have we seen Fitzmagic do this with the franchise? He just get out there and start slinging the ball around while a guy's got his face mask all the way around the back of his neck and still throwing a 70-yard touchdown right in the breadbasket. If you can spark a fire in the, you know what I'm saying, to get these guys going enough to maybe build up some momentum. I mean, at this point, I would be happy if Atlanta won the division and didn't get any further, because it would be head and shoulders above what they've been doing.
Yeah, I got you.
At this point. And even then, I don't know if that's possible. So, yeah, listen, Colin and I do a show. Colin says Bama does what Bama do. I'm going to apply this to the Falcons. The Falcons does what the Falcons do.
Right.
It don't go quite so good with the Falcons. I'm gonna have to come up with something else. But still, you understand the sentiment. The Falcons are gonna Falcon.
Right. Well, switch to piggyback off of that, Delilah. Our Bears did what our Bears do. We can never put together 2 wins in a row. And we actually just looked very lackluster to me on Sunday. We couldn't tackle for crap, and just everything was out of sync. I mean, Velus Jones trips at the goal line, then the ball still hits him in the chest, and he still drops the damn ball. So I don't know what else could go wrong in that sort of thing. But Delilah, give me your impressions of the Bears game on Sunday. Losing to the Chargers on Sunday Night Football for all the nation to see.
I am not surprised. I have said it multiple times. I don't trust the coaches at all for this team. Never will. So that's my problem, is they cannot stick to a game plan. They win a game with a game plan that's solid. And then for some reason, they're like, you know what? We won that way, but we're not going to do that again, because why would we repeat something that works? Why do that?
Yeah.
Right. That seems to be how these coaches are operating. And this is why I don't trust this team. Not the players.
Right.
Because honestly, it's sad that our win and loss is so bad, because we actually do have the talent, regardless of, we picked up some defense. I get it. But overall, our offense should be killing people, right? We've seen it. We know DJ Moore if he was on any other team but us, he would be considered a top 5 wide receiver probably because they would be using him like they should, right? They'll be like, that's our guy. Let's make sure, right? Let's get the ball to him. What else happened? We learned that Foreman cannot just rush the ball, but he can also catch. Did we do that? No. We did not, for some reason, go, you know what? Foreman won us a game. Not even to put him in. Like, they barely got him the ball. They barely got DJ Moore. So the people who put points that we know consistently can put points, not just the drop footballs, which are painful, but the 2 guys that won us our games, by the way, the 2 guys, so the 2 wins that we have, we just decide to not follow through on the next game and execute with them. And I just don't understand that. And that's why I blame the coaches. I don't know what Luke. That's why I told people, calm down. Everybody's like, oh, let's get rid of Justin. Why? It's not his fault. Like, y'all need to, like, relax because look what we're doing to Bajent. Okay? We're not a team or an organization that is trusted when it comes to developing a quarterback. And they still don't trust us, and this is why. Why would you alienate the person that we picked first? That's obvious. It's obvious that we're not tailoring our offense, even though it's obvious we can make adjustments, right? We can make certain changes. That we are not tailoring our offense to his talent. So for people to say, oh, well, it's all Justin's fault. Is it though? Are you paying attention to what's been happening? Did you pay attention when he came in as a rookie? Or did you forget all the rushing yards that he just murdered when he was running? That everybody literally was like, oh, he's the next Lamar. He's the next Cam, right? What's happening this season? Why are we not doing that? Does anybody not ever think about that? Why are we not using that talent for what he can do? We're not doing that. Then when we do make adjustments and he wins games, do we continue with that play? No, we don't. Do you see? That's what I mean. Like, so when we do get him to when he connected with DJ Moore, everybody remembers a few weeks ago, he killed it. He was like, had the most yards that week compared to all the other quarterbacks that are considered elite. He had more touchdowns that week when he won and connected with DJ Moore. Did we do that the following week when we lost? No, we didn't.
Nope.
We abandoned him. And we created plays for him that obviously don't work. What are we doing to Bajent? Same thing. We're creating plays for a rookie that doesn't work. He got intercepted twice.
Yeah, well, one wasn't his fault, but yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. But do you see what I mean? So all I'm saying is, don't do this. Don't do the quarterback controversy stuff when it's obvious that it's the coaching that's costing us the games, and they're the ones that need to be replaced, not the players. Stop blaming the players. It's sad and it's insulting because Chicago players, when they come and play for us, we follow them forever. And you know it's true. They go to other teams, and when they're successful, like, yeah, it makes sense they're successful over there because they're not playing for us anymore. You know? So we're like, of course they are. Look at David Montgomery doing in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we always know that when players leave us, usually they do better because they're with a better coaching regimen who's like, oh, this is what you're good at. Let me do that.
Yeah, you know? we have definitely had our share of issues of developing quarterbacks for one, and then just I'm you know, again, I don't know what Poles' grand plan is with all of this. Obviously, he's made moves, and we have a ton of draft picks coming up again in this draft. I mean, obviously, we don't have a second-round pick anymore, but I mean, I'm very interested to see what they're going to do the rest of this year. From what I'm reading, Bajent is going to play Sunday against New Orleans. So he gets a third start. We'll see what he does, or see if they, like you said, change the game plan, figure out what they can do here to make this work in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, I definitely think there's a lot of things that need to be evaluated at the end of the season, regardless. And hopefully that you know, Kevin Warren jumps in and kind of has some input, and we kind of figure this thing out, because I know you're tired of it. I'm kind of tired of it. So yeah, hopefully we can figure out something. Well, again, we appreciate you guys all paying attention. We see the comment. Thank you guys so much for being in here. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back with a little something different. We don't always do, but a special show tonight for Halloween. We want to have a little fun. We're gonna come back with some NFL trivia. So please come on back with us after this break.
NOLA defense, who shut down the Patriots. Like, just no points. 0, 0, nada.
And of course, that is from our Ladies Takeover show. As you may have noticed, my camera's not on because I will be reading the questions that I have written down here. So I have my grandpa glasses on so I can read these. So we did this once before last year, and it was a lot of fun. And I just thought it was, let's try it again. It's kind of midway through the season. We've all had our ups and downs with our teams, so let's learn a little something. Let's have some fun. See who knows what, or see who's good at guessing. Because these are all multiple choice questions, so we're gonna go with that. So the way it worked last time, I would ask a question, and I would give you the 4 choices. They would give me hold up there and tell me what their answer was. And of course, we got to keep score just to see who's doing well. For those of you who remember, Mr. Handy was our victor last year. So we'll see if Handy can defend his crown today against Tina and Delilah, or are they going to overtake him this year? Let's see. Sorry, I'm just shuffling through to make sure I got everything I need here. Because, preparedness, Nick, it's always good. Preparedness. But, all right, so let's get it started. We're going to do probably as many as we can. I got 20 questions total, but we will definitely try to get as many in as possible, see how this goes. Again, if you are watching and you care to chime in or you want to answer in the comments, please feel free to do that. Again, we love to have you, join as well. So here we go. Question number 1. Who has the record for rushing yards in a single season with 2,105? Is it A, LaDainian Tomlinson, B, Eric Dickerson, C, Adrian Peterson, or D, Emmitt Smith? So you guys go ahead and just raise your hand or let me know when you're ready, and we'll go ahead and give the answer.
Repeat the question one more time. Apologies.
Sure. Who has the record for most rushing yards in a single season with 2,105? You need me to repeat the answers?
Yes, please.
All right, so A, LaDainian Tomlinson, B, Eric Dickerson, C, Adrian Peterson, or D, Emmitt Smith? Most rushing yards in a single season. All righty. Let's see the brains churning already. I think Anthony's chewing on his mustache over there. I don't know what's going on.
No, that just when you grow a mustache like that, your lip just stop moving for no reason.
There you go. All right, let me know when you guys are ready. Delilah's ready. Handy's ready.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So, Delilah, we'll start with you. What is your answer? What do you got there? It's her. C. She said C, Adrian Peterson. Tina, what do you got?
A.
A. She put A, LaDainian Tomlinson. Okay, LT. And Mr. Handy, who you got there? He put D, Emmitt Smith.
No,
well,
that's a B.
Emmitt Smith.
That's a
B. Oh, you been Eric Dickerson? Okay, my bad. See, Mike, telling you, old man glasses. I need a new prescription, I guess. The correct answer is B, Eric Dickerson in 1984. So Handy with a point. Delilah and Tina with better luck on the next question. All right, number 2. Did you really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We changed the answer. Number 2. Who has the record for most tackles in a career? Most tackles in a career. Is it A, Mike Singletary, B, Lawrence Taylor, C, Brian Urlacher, or D, Ray Lewis? Most tackles in a career. A, Mike Singletary, B, Lawrence Taylor, C, Brian Urlacher, or D, Ray Lewis? Let me know when you guys are ready. All good? Everybody ready? Let me know when you're ready. Most tackles in a career. Tina's ready. She's got thumbs up. You guys all good? Still thinking? All right. Everybody's ready? Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Sorry. All right. So we'll start. Handy, we'll start with you this time. What do you got for number 2? Record for most tackles in a career. Is that a D?
That's Lawrence Taylor, whichever one he was.
Okay. Lawrence Taylor was B. So Anthony says Lawrence Taylor. Tina?
I hate to put this, but I think it's Ray Lewis.
Okay. Tina puts Ray Lewis. Delilah? What do you got?
A.
Mike Singletary?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Tina, you are correct. It is Ray Lewis was the answer. So Tina gets a point. Delilah and Handy do not get a point for that particular question. Next one, and I kind of added this just, again, more for a fun kind of fact thing, because it's when you hear the question, you're going to be like, what? What Motown singer tried out for the Detroit Lions in 1970? What Motown singer tried out for the Detroit Lions in 1970? Was it A, Smokey Robinson, B, Lionel Richie, C, Marvin Gaye, or D, Jimmy Ruffin? Motown singer tried out for the Detroit Lions in 1970. A, Smokey Robinson, B, Lionel Richie, C, Marvin Gaye, or D, Jimmy Ruffin?
I'm good.
All right. Handy's in. Tina's good. Delilah's good. Okay, Delilah, we'll start with you this time. Who was your answer, or what is your answer?
D, Jimmy Ruffin.
All right, she says Jimmy Ruffin. Anthony, Handy?
I also said Ruffin, which was D, right?
Yep, D, Jimmy Ruffin. Okay, and Tina?
Good old Gaye. Marvin Gaye.
Tina put Marvin Gaye. And Tina is absolutely correct. Marvin Gaye went out for the Detroit Lions in 1970. Obviously didn't make the team, but said he had a good experience and became friends with some of the Lions players after that. So Tina gets 2.
Big enough.
I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if he had passed by then. So I was.
Oh, no.
1970?
Marvin Gaye was like 83, 84.
1980.
Oh, is that when?
1984.
Yeah.
Yeah, 84 when his dad. I think we all know the story there. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I wasn't sure.
No, that's okay. All right, so Tina right now, Tina with 2, Handy with 1, Delilah still trying to get on the board. So here we go. Next question. Which player holds the NFL record for longest interception return? Which player holds the NFL record for longest interception return? A, Ed Reed, B, Eric Berry, C, Deion Sanders, or D, Ronnie Lott? Record for longest interception return. So A, Ed Reed, B, Eric Berry, C. Deion Sanders, or D. Ronnie Lott?
There's a name on there I was looking for that didn't pop up, so now that makes my choices more difficult.
All right.
I'm good.
Okay, Handy's good. Tina's good. Delilah, you good?
I think so.
Well, then you know what? I like the confidence. We'll start with you. Delilah, what's your answer for this one?
Prime time.
Prime time. Okay, so with Deion, which was C. Tina, how about you?
Mr. Lott.
Okay, Ronnie Lott, that's D. And then Mr. Handy.
I also went with prime time.
Okay, so we got 2 Deons and a Ronnie Lott. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. It was Ed Reed with a 107-yard interception return. So, all right, so scores stay as they are. Scores stay as they are. All right, number 5. We're up to number 5. How many games made up the NFL regular season schedule in 1982? How many games made up the NFL regular season schedule in 1982? Was it A, 16, B, 17, C, 14, or D, 9? How many games made up the NFL regular season schedule in 1982? A, 16, B, 17, C, 14, or D, 9?
What were the choices again?
Okay, A is 16, B is 17, C is 14, and D is 9. How many games made up the NFL regular season schedule in 1982?
Okay, I'm good.
All right, Handy's good. Everybody else is good? Mm-hmm. Yep. Everybody good? Okay. All right, Tina, we'll start with you. What was your answer?
C, 14.
C, 14. Okay. Handy?
I went with 14 as well.
Okay. Delilah?
I also went with 14. C.
Okay. I kind of played with you guys a little bit because it's kind of a trick question. There was a strike in 1982. So the answer was D, 9 games. The answer was 9 games. Yeah. Okay. Strike season in 82, which is kind of weird because then they turn around, they get the contract, and in 87 they have another strike. So they literally 5 years later they're striking again. The 80s was a crazy time in the NFL. I tell you.
Yeah.
All right. So nobody got that one. So the scores remain the same. Next question: which NFL team has played in both the AFC and NFC championship games? Which NFL team has played in both the AFC and NFC championship games? Is it A, Jacksonville Jaguars, B, Seattle Seahawks, C, San Francisco 49ers, or D, the Cardinals, whether they were St. Louis, Arizona, or anybody else? So A, Jaguars, B, Seahawks, C, 49ers, D, Cardinals. Played in both AFC and NFC championship games.
The Cardinals, the Niners, the
Seahawks and the Jaguars. Seahawks and Jaguars are the other two. And yes, Sean Spencer, thank you very much. I know it was kind of a trick question, but I just want to see if anybody would, guess on that one.
Well, that makes me think my answer's wrong now.
Why?
I got my answer.
Okay. Andy, Tina, Dala, you good?
Yes.
Okay, Dala, go ahead. Who did you put down for this question?
49ers.
49ers. Okay. Tina?
Seahawks.
Seahawks and Handy?
I feel like an idiot, but I put the Jags.
Okay. Well, the answer was Seattle Seahawks. So Tina gets a point. Andy and Delilah do not. But yeah, Seattle played in the AFC before they did the realignment and switched them to the NFC. So they in the 80s they played in the championship game. I think it was 82 or 83 with Steve Largent and all that. So yeah. So Seattle was the answer. Next question. All right. Let me make sure I got this one right. Oh yeah, here we go. Yes. How many times has Drew Brees passed for over 5,000 yards in a season? How many times has Drew Brees passed for over 5,000 yards in a season? Is it A4, B2, C5, or D3? Drew Brees, 5,000 yards. Yeah, somebody call Nicole and get her on here and see if she knows. No.
Wait, what was it? I'm sorry.
No, how many times has Drew Brees passed for over 5,000 yards in a season? A4, B2, C5, or D3? How many seasons did Drew Brees pass for over 5,000 yards?
I'm good.
Handy's good.
I'm good.
I mean, I'm not because I only answered one question, so obviously I'm not very good.
At least you got one. At least you got one. I haven't got not one.
How?
All right, first correct answer. There we go. All right, well, you know what, Delilah, we'll start with you. Here, maybe your luck will change here. What did you put down for the question?
D3.
She put, 3 was D. D3, okay. Yeah. And Tina?
I agree with Delilah. I put 3.
She put 3. Handy?
I went with 4.
Okay, so you went with A4. Actually, it was C5. He had 5 seasons where he threw for over 5,000 yards. Mr. Brees.
I know he was murdering stats, obviously, but
I didn't know it was that much.
Wow.
Hey, but
that's all. Drew was one of my favorites.
I know. Kudos to you, Mr. Drew Brees.
Hey, but I got a question. You said we were supposed to be doing trivia. I don't. When we gonna get to the potable section in the potpourri, we could pick some stuff.
Oh, you want some potent potables, do you? Right. All right. I love it. All right, here we go. Next question. Here we go. Who was the first player in NFL history to pass for 400 yards, throw 4 touchdowns, and rush for 50 yards in a single game? Who was the first player in NFL history to pass for 400 yards, throw 4 touchdown passes, and rush for 50 yards in a single game? Was it A, Dakota Rain Prescott, as people like to address him as, B, Deshaun Watson, C, Steve Young, or D, Michael Vick? First player in NFL history to pass for 400 yards, throw 4 touchdowns, and rush for 50 yards. A, Dak Prescott, B, Deshaun Watson, C, Steve Young, and D, Michael Vick.
Who was C again? Steve Young?
Yeah.
C was Steve Young, yeah. Dak Prescott, A, Sean Watson, B, Steve Young, C, Michael Vick, D.
All right. Good.
I'm good too.
Good.
I don't know how good,
okay.
But I got an answer.
I was like, I'm not sure, but I got an answer, right? All right, Handy, we'll start with you then. Sir. Who do you have?
I'm going with Steve Young.
Okay, Steve Young. Tina?
Double. Steve Young.
Okay. 2 Steve Youngs. Delilah?
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick.
That was my other thought.
Actually, the answer is Deshaun Watson in his rookie year. Threw for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and rushed for 50 yards.
Because he hadn't found out where all the parlors was at yet. He had all that pen up
Yeah.
That is true. Yes.
Deshaun
Watson jokes will always flow on the show, and I love it. I love it. Okay. On to the next question. What quarterback did Tampa Bay trade away for 2nd and 4th round picks in 1987? What quarterback did Tampa Bay trade away for 2nd and 4th round picks in 1987? Was it A, Steve Young, B, Vinny Testaverde, C, Dante Culpepper, or D, Brett Favre? What quarterback did Tampa Bay trade away for second and fourth round picks in 1987? A, Steve Young, B, Vinny Testaverde, C, Dante Culpepper, or D, Brett Favre?
C was Vinny Testaverde.
B.
B was Testaverde, C was Dante Culpepper, and D was Brett Favre. A was Steve Young.
Well, I know which one it's not, but I don't know which one it is. All right, I'm good.
All right, good. Everybody else good? Yep, Tina, Delilah. All right, Delilah, come on, give me one. You're gonna get your first answer right. Let's go, Delilah. What you got?
Culpepper.
Okay, Dante Culpepper. Tina.
Testaverde.
Testaverde and Mr. Handy.
I mean, with a name like Testaverde, you just kind of gotta go with that name. You know what I mean? It sounds like unfortunately, the kind of guy that would beat you and then offer you some cannoli and gelato. You know what I mean?
That's true, but unfortunately, you guys are incorrect. It was A, Steve Young. Steve Young went from Tampa Bay to the 49ers. Yeah, Steve Young.
I knew it was not. I knew it was not Brett Favre because Brett Favre got picked up by my Falcons and they.
Right, he was on your team. On your team. Drafted by your team. No, but yeah. So, yeah, it was A, Steve Young, 1987. Yeah, I hear you.
Only reason I'm gonna kick Arthur Blank to the curb is because of Home Depot. That's what I'm gonna.
There you go. You're hilarious, bro. I love it. I love it. All right, number 10. After this question, we'll take a quick break. So here's question number 10, folks. What year was the sudden death overtime period adopted by the NFL? What year was the sudden death overtime period adopted by the NFL? Was it A, 1954, B, 1964, C, 1974, or D, 1984? What year was the sudden death overtime period adopted by the NFL?
Wait, I'm sorry. What were the years again? I'm sorry.
Delilah should know this.
We have A, 1954, B, 1964, C, 1974, or D, 1984?
I got my answer.
All right. Everybody ready? Okay. We're all good? Okay, I'm sorry. So, Handy, we'll go with you. What year did you say?
I said it was the year of disco and leather pants and bell bottoms and deuce and the quarters and Lincoln Continentals that had 38-gallon tanks that got 1.5 miles to the gallon. 1974.
All right, Handy says 74. Tina?
I said the era when the owners actually pretty much owned the players in 1954.
She said 54. And Delilah?
74.
All right. Well, sorry, Delilah, you are finally on the board. You are finally on the board, my dear. It was
I didn't
1974. So Delilah and Handy get a point. And yeah. That was great. I'm glad you got one.
I apologize.
You're not going to get shut up. This is awesome. That's right.
It's
okay.
I didn't elaborate like Handy with like the disco era and stuff, but Tino's right. The only reason I remembered this is because it came up during one of our like this week in the NFL.
NFL history, right? See, there you go. So we got one. All right, so on the board. That's been a while.
You know, what it be messed up is if every single one of these questions Delilah had gone over in one of the This Week in the NFL histories, and then she was like, "Yo,
I
You know
feel
what?
like
But see, Handy. Oh,
some
good.
of these I
Good,
have,
Delilah.
I just forgot. Like the guy, the trick question, I should have realized was a trick question because I've talked about it a few times, but I
I only
think
know
about
it
it.
because Seattle used to be in our division. That's the only reason I knew they
Right.
switched. So
There
Well,
you go. No, that's awesome.
I was thinking way back, like before everybody merged, and so I was thinking way back to like San Francisco's heyday.
I hear you.
My
All right.
fault.
So
I
after
went
10
way too back.
questions, no, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. This is great though. So after 10
Don't
questions,
kick
first
me
half,
off the show.
we're not kicking you up. No, you're not eliminated. Don't worry. You're still here. But Tina is in the lead with 3. Handy has 2, and Delilah has 1. So let's see if after the break, Delilah can gather herself and get a few more questions right. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back in just a minute or so. Stick with us, guys.
That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight?
Me, I want to eat a W tonight. Whatever that means. No, I'm kidding. All right, so we're gonna eat a W.
Careful.
Who's gonna eat a W?
Careful.
Whatever, Handy.
Hey,
Careful.
I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. She lost her what?
Hey, a gentleman never tells. No, I'm just kidding. Well, it's true though. Gentleman never tells. Though that is correct. But all right. So again, for all of you, thank you for sticking with us. Of course. Again, after 10 questions, we have Tina with 3, Handy with 2, and Delilah with 1. So here we go. Let's start the second half of this. Question 11. How many passes did Brett Favre attempt for the Atlanta Falcons? How many passes did Brett Favre attempt for the Atlanta Falcons? Was it A, 400, B, 4, C, none, or D, 40? How many passes did Brett Favre attempt for the Atlanta Falcons? A, 400, B, 4, C, none, or D, 40? Not E40 the rapper, but D40.
Yeah, I was gonna say D40 is the rapper that came from the other side of St. Louis.
There you go. So yeah, how many pass attempts did Mr. Brett Favre attempt for the Atlanta Falcons? A 400, B 4, C none, or D 40? Let me know you guys ready. Ready. Here we go.
I'm gonna go with. I like to write the questions down so I can come back and get to those later. I'm good though. I got my answer.
All right, everybody ready? So Handy, go ahead. We'll start with you. What did you say for Mr. Brett Favre and your Atlanta Falcons?
I said 0.
Okay, he said none. And Delilah, what do you say?
I said none.
You said none as well. And Tina?
I felt this was a trick question of some kind, so I said 4.
Okay. Well, Tina, using her deductive reasoning, is absolutely correct. He attempted only 4 passes while playing for the Atlanta Falcons. He had 2 interceptions and 0 completions. Yeah. So he had literally 2 interceptions and 0 completions in his 4 passes for the Atlanta Falcons. So there you go. No wonder they traded him to Green Bay. I tell you. What are you going to do?
This
guy. All right. So let's
we don't want to keep him.
Nick, I got the NIU game on in the background. They just scored.
What's that?
I got the NIU game on in the background, and they just scored.
Okay.
They've scored like 21 points in the last 2 quarters. So
I love it. Go Huskies. Go Huskies. I love it. All right. Question number 12. The Baltimore Ravens are one of the only 2 NFL teams that have, again, the Baltimore Ravens are one of only 2 NFL teams that have A marching band, B, no cheerleaders, C, a perfect season, or D, a logo that faces left. The Baltimore Ravens are one of only 2 NFL teams that have A marching band, B, no cheerleaders, C, a perfect season, or D, a logo that faces left.
I want to Google this so badly.
She said, I want to Google this so bad. Great googly moogly.
Bless it. Where's Nathan?
Yeah, where is he?
Nathan, what is the answer, Nathan?
I am out
Nathan?
here looking to be provoked.
Oh man, I love it.
Bobby's taking that title.
All right, how we doing, guys? Still thinking? Need anything repeated? You good?
I think I'm
Can
good.
you repeat it again? Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No problem. Baltimore Ravens are one of only two teams that have A, marching band, B, no cheerleaders, C, a perfect season, or D, a logo that faces left.
Okay.
All right, good. Everybody good? Delilah, we'll start with you then. What was your answer?
Do you have a marching band?
You said A. Okay, a marching band. Tina, how about you?
I said D. Logo faces left.
D, logo that faces left. Okay, and Handy?
I said no cheerleaders.
Okay. Well, Delilah, congratulations. You've got your second point. They have a marching band. One of only two teams to have a marching band.
All right.
All right. So there we go. All right, we're getting there, folks. Question 13. Under Coach Don Coryell, how many consecutive years did the San Diego Chargers at that point lead the NFL in passing yards? Under Coach, which his nickname was Air Coryell, because all they did was throw the ball. So under Coach Don Coryell, how many consecutive years did the Chargers lead the NFL in passing yards? Was it A, 6 years, B, 7 years, C, 4 years, or D, 5 years? How many consecutive years did they lead the NFL in passing yards? 6 years, 7 years, 4 years, or 5 years?
Okay. I'm good.
All right. Okay, Tina, Delilah, good?
I think so.
All right, Tina, we'll start with you. How many consecutive years for the Chargers?
I said A.
You said A, 6. Okay, Delilah?
Said 5.
Delilah said 5. And Handy?
Go big or go home. I went with 7.
He went with 7. Well, you probably should have went with 6 because that was the correct answer. So the answer was A, 6. Tina got it right. Sorry, Handy, I couldn't resist that one. But yeah, they had 6 consecutive years, the Air Coryell show there in San Diego. I remember it well as a little boy because Kellen Winslow was one of my favorite players. He was a tight end. Good, great guy.
Yep.
But all right, so on to question 14 real quickly. In case anybody's wondering, right now it's 5 for Tina, 2 for Handy, and 2 for Delilah. So 14. What was the only team that beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in 1999? What was the only team that beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in 1999? Was it A, the Ravens, B, the Browns, C, the Steelers, or D, the Titans? The only team that beat the Jaguars in 1999. Ravens, Browns, Steelers, or Titans?
Ravens was A.
Yes. Ravens, B, Browns, C, Steelers, and D, Titans.
I'm going to say that I'm good.
All right. Everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. Delilah, we'll start with you. What team do you think it was?
C, Steelers.
She put C, Steelers. Tina?
A, the Ravens.
A, Ravens. And Mr. Handy?
I went out on a limb and said it was the Browns.
All right. Unfortunately, you are all incorrect. It was the Tennessee Titans who beat them twice in the regular season and then in the playoffs. They went 15 15-3 that year and lost to the Titans all 3 times. 1991 Jaguars. There you go. How about that? I when I read that, I'm like, that is phenomenal. Like, I've never even heard of that. That's crazy. All right, let's move on then. Number 15. In what year did the NFL require players to wear a helmet? What year did the NFL require players to wear a helmet? Was it A, 1941, B, 1943, C, 1940, or D, 1942? What year did the NFL require players to wear a helmet? 41,
Delilah should know this
43,
one.
40, or 42? As Delilah puts her head in her hands, wondering where she went wrong.
She's like, give it to
Good.
me.
Is the required part. That's the part that I'm like, ah.
Right.
Dang, girl. I'm stuck.
It sucks. Come on, Nick. Nice questions, buddy.
No, I'm just stuck because required is not
right.
The same
It's just
as, like, they just write it out. So
right.
like,
Yeah. What year did the NFL require players to wear a helmet? 41, 43, 40, or 42?
I mean, that's just wrong. It's all one in a row flipped around. Like,
I mean, I just trying to test you guys a little bit. That's all. You know, nothing too bad. That's why I give you multiple choice. You know.
mm-hmm.
All right. How we doing? Everybody good? All right. Senior Handy, what saith you, sir?
I went with 43.
He went with 43. Tina?
Whatever D was.
1942? Okay, so she went with 1942. Delilah?
same.
Which one? D?
The 42, yeah, sorry.
42? Okay, no, that's fine. All right, Mr. Handy, you got it, my friend. It is 1943 when they were required to wear a helmet.
It had something to do with the pilots wearing their helmets or something like that. Delilah, this was one of your
I
things.
know. I just forgot it was 42.
And that's what came to me. And they started wearing them, but it took a while for the league to catch on.
That's why I got
just did this one like a month and some change ago.
But I was stuck because I was like, I don't know if it was required or.
All righty.
I couldn't remember if it was before or closer to the end of the war. So.
All right. Gotcha. All right. So, quick recap. We're at 15 questions in. Tina has 5, Handy has 3, and Delilah has 2. So here we go. Question 16. Who has kicked the longest field goal successfully of all time? Who has kicked the longest field goal successfully all time? A, Adam Vinatieri, B, Morton Anderson, C, Justin Tucker, or D, Sebastian Janikowski? Who has kicked the longest field goal successfully all time? Vinatieri, Morton Anderson, Justin Tucker, or Sebastian Janikowski? You guys ready? I know Handy turned his camera off for a second, so I didn't know where he was at.
I'm good. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, buddy. Hey, do what you got to do, my friend. All right, so everybody good? Everybody got an answer? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Delilah, we'll start with you then.
Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker. Okay, Tina?
Hate voting for a Raider, but Janikowski.
She says Janikowski. Mr. Handy?
Tucker.
All right. And the answer is Justin Tucker with a 66-yarder. So Handy and Delilah get the point. And now we got ourselves a ball game, folks, with 4 questions left. We're doing well here. We're cooking now.
He broke that
Second
record.
half has been good to Delilah.
Yeah.
He broke that record like 4 years. He broke that record just like 4 years ago. That Morton Anderson record stood forever.
It did.
Yeah, it's like 63, I think, for Anderson, right? And then Tucker finally beat it. Yeah, something like that.
Not just 63. 63 with half a foot.
But it was.
Oh, is that what it's 63?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. With half a foot.
It was that crazy game where again with Minnesota when they were like duking it out, and Tucker was like, "Nah." I'm tired. I want to go home.
Like, watch this, right? You're gonna see what I have. You're gonna see my leg, pal. Check this.
I think he just wanted to go home because it was like overtime.
He's like, I'm out of here. Let's just go. I'm gonna kick this 66 yarder and be on our way. We're gonna be on our way. All right, here we go. How many different states have an NFL team? How many different states have an NFL team? Is it A, 22, B, 23, C, 24, or D, 25? How many different states have an NFL team? 22, 23, 24, or 25?
See, this is one of those point of contentions where I could ask the question about the base of operations and shit like that. Are we just going by the name of the team?
Just the name of the team, sir.
Can you repeat the numbers again?
Certainly. So how many different states have an NFL team? 22, A, 22, B, 23, C, 24, and D, 25.
Okay.
All righty. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
You go, All right, go ahead, Delilah. We'll let you go first.
B, 23.
All right. Delilah says 23. Tina?
I said 24.
All right. And Handy?
I'm going with 25. All three of us went somewhere.
Right. And Delilah is correct. It is 23 states have an NFL team. So Delilah's got 4, Handy with 4, and Tina with 5. We got a close ball game here, folks, with 3 left. Here we go. Which NFL team holds the record for longest winning streak of all time? Which NFL team holds the record for longest winning streak of all time? Is it A, the Colts, B, the 49ers, C, the Steelers, or D, Vikings? A record for longest winning streak of all time. Colts, 49ers, Steelers, Vikings. What's that, Delilah?
I'm sorry. I was just I heard them all now. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay.
Now. Sorry. I'm surprised.
Okay. No, you're good.
I'm just surprised some teams weren't on that, so it threw me off.
Okay. So A, Colts, B, 49ers, C, Steelers, or D, Vikings? Team with the record for longest winning streak of all time.
Good.
All right.
All right, Handy's good. Tina, you're good?
Yeah.
Delilah, you're good?
Yes.
All right, Tina, we'll start with you. Go ahead. What do you got?
C, Steelers.
All right. Tina's got Steelers. Handy?
We'll go with the Colts.
He goes with the Colts. And Delilah?
I'm also going with the Steelers.
All right. Well, Handy, you are correct, my friend. The 2008-2009 Colts won 23 straight games. 23 straight games for the Colts. 2008 into 2009. Yeah, she said I should have known, Manning. Right. That damn Peyton Manning. Ugh. All right, we're in a timeout. We got 2 questions left, and we got a 5, 5, and 4 game going. So here we go. These last 2 questions should determine the winner. Let's see what we got here, kids. 19. Which NFL team has never had the number 1 pick overall in the draft? Which NFL team has never had the number 1 overall pick in the draft? Is it A, Patriots, B, Broncos, C, Eagles, or D, Bears? Which NFL team has never had the number 1 pick overall in the draft? Patriots, Broncos, Eagles, or the Bears?
Mm.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right, Handy, we'll start with you. What is your answer, sir?
The Eagles.
He says the Eagles. Tina?
My donkeys.
What'd you
Broncos.
say? Oh, the Broncos? Okay, and Delilah?
Patriots.
Delilah goes Patriots. The answer is, and Tina is correct, the Denver Broncos have never had the first overall pick ever. So there you go.
Close.
They were like, leave the boost. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that too, though. I was like, oh, really? Wow.
I think Vaughn was like 2 or 3, and Chubb was like 5.
Yeah.
That's like the closest
Yeah.
we've been. So
Right. There you go.
I wasn't
And
sure.
hopefully
That
you
was
won't
just
have it
a
this year.
guess.
Huh? No, I got you. 100%. So, last question then.
Like they start off as an AFL team. That's what threw me off, and that's why I didn't go with them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because I thought maybe in the American, you know what I mean? Like I thought maybe it could have happened over there before they merged, but that's okay. Okay.
No problem. All right. So last question, number 20. Which of these quarterbacks was not the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft? Which was not the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft? A, Troy Aikman, B, Alex Smith, C, Johnny Unitas, or D, Terry Bradshaw? Who was not the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft? Troy Aikman, Alex Smith,
Lord.
Johnny Unitas, or Terry Bradshaw?
Okay. I got it.
All right. Delilah's done.
I'm good too.
Andy and Tina?
This is back when I didn't follow football. What was the things again? Aikman.
All right. Troy Aikman, Alex, Johnny Unitas, or Terry Bradshaw? Who was not the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft?
My uncle may come and haunt me from his grave, but okay, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Tina, we'll start with you then.
Johnny U.
Johnny U. Anthony Handy.
I'm going with Terry Bradshaw.
All right, Delilah?
I went with D, Terry Bradshaw.
Okay. Well, the answer was Johnny Unitas was not the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Everybody else was.
That's amazing. That's all the scouts talked about was how dumb they thought Terry Bradshaw was.
Right. That's what I was like, really? Okay.
Yeah, no, Terry Bradshaw was the number 1 pick.
The Steelers weren't good back then.
So.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
they
needed
what are you
Bradshaw.
Gonna do?
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Man, I'm just
Totally.
okay. That makes his story way better than because
And I'm gonna be honest, mine was a guess.
Wow. Okay.
So, but
well,
I
that's
had
cool.
a feeling it was a trick question. So
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Dang.
I wasn't trying to really trick anybody. I was sometimes maybe a little bit.
Was it number 1 in the draft?
Yeah, I was like, wait. No, okay, it's not against Terry. It's because I've read like a lot of articles and like he talks about like all the issues that he had when he was younger. So I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Because he's been really he was open about like him battling like depression, manic, all sorts of stuff. So I just wasn't sure if that got in the way of his game. So that's why I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? So, but hey, kudos.
No problem. That was great. But so getting to just give the final scores then for everyone. Delilah finished with 4. Handy finished with 5. And Tina is the big winner with 7. So Tina, congratulations. Trivia part 2 goes to Tina Winter. There we go. Everybody, congratulations to Tina. Thank you very much. Well, again, I just thought let's have a little fun. It's Halloween. Everybody's gets into the whole thing with candy and costumes and all that, which is always a great thing. I know I know I was out this past weekend. I saw Delilah was out. Tina, I saw you were out. Handy, what did you do anything this past weekend, Handy? Did you go, man?
I went to Memphis to go. My mom had back surgery on Wednesday, so I went to Memphis to check on her.
Well, then I hope everything is good with mom, right? I hope everything is good with mom and the back surgery.
I got mom home from the hospital, and it took me an hour to convince her that mom is going to be mom. She's like, no, I got to make sure I do such and such, and I need you to go do this, and I need you to go do that. And yeah, my mom is, don't worry, mom is fine. Trust me.
She's good. All right. There you go. All right, awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that that was successful. So here we go. As we've come to the last segment that we have for every show, and I thought we'd maybe do something a little different for our one last thought this week. So we are going with our favorite Halloween memory. And again, being that it's Tuesday and we had a show today, and it is Halloween, at least for another 2 hours and 48 minutes. So, Handy, we'll go ahead and start with you, my friend. What is your favorite Halloween memory, if you can, if you have one or a couple or whatever? Let's see what you got.
It's gonna be really stupid. It was. I mean, every kid's dream. We're all of an age around in or around kind of the same age.
Sure.
Yeah,
we're all within 10 years of each other. Yeah, we're all within 10 years of each other, basically. So yeah.
And there was one thing that meant more to kids, at least I don't know about little girls, but little boys more than anything else about the Halloween costume. It had to have a cape. You had to be with a cape.
Sure.
I used to bug my mom, can we please go get costumes early so that we can get one with a cape? She was like, I did costume is damn money. And a little bit I know back then that I mean, at 9 or 10, I was like, okay, mom, $7 is a lot of money. But like I'm like, yo, $7 off the break, brand new, gimme. But well, she's like, no, she would always wait till like the day before or day of even to get something so that she wouldn't have to pay a whole $7 for a brand new Halloween costume. I'm paying $7 for something you're gonna wear one time, throw away. So
right.
So not only that year did my mom get me the costume with the talking mouth, it had a cape. I forgot what hero it was. I don't even think it was like a Marvel or a DC hero. It just had a moving mouth and a cape.
And a cape.
I did not care about candy that year. I don't care how much I had. I had a costume with a cape. I think I fought with my mother to get her to let me sleep in it because I had a cape. Because November 1st, I was gonna hang it up in my closet, and then I was gonna come home from school, and it was gonna be gone out with the trash. That and one of the things that I used to love about Halloween was leading up to Halloween. The local TV affiliate used to put on all the old school horror movies, the Bela Lugosi Frankenstein and not Bela Lugosi, Bela Lugosi. And God, I can't think of his name, but he played like the Lon Chaney Jr., who played the book.
Phantom of the Opera, all that. Yeah,
Phantom of the Opera, The Thing, The Blob. And there was a 3D movie, a black and white 3D movie called The Mask, and the local 7-Eleven chains were like, you get a free set of 3D glasses with your glasses. Like that was, and it was a big deal for us. Every Halloween, it would start like 10 days out. And so on the weekends, we were allowed to binge watch all these movies. So that was, and while we snuck Halloween candy that we weren't supposed to be eating because my mom was supposed to be giving it out. So those are my two big Halloween, Halloween memories. Now, what I didn't like about Halloween was when I got grown and I started being a karaoke DJ. And the bars would be like, we only gonna pay you $150 to DJ for Halloween, but they were giving out $1,000 in the costume contest.
Right, exactly. Right, you're like, come on, man, what is that?
Wait, $1,000? Where were you doing these costume contests?
Right,
up near DC.
Okay. $1,000 costume contest. Yeah, that's a lot of money for a costume. All right, hey, whatever works.
I'm just saying you can't make first prize $5 and maybe break your boy off at $5.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm used to that. Usually $1,000 player. Oh, you were like snooty places because that's the places that
No.
do like the.
Mm-mm.
Really?
No.
Okay.
They
Just-
really wanted people to go out for it if they were giving away $1,000.
some places, some of the like the smaller places were giving away like 100 or 200, and maybe 3 on the
Right.
top
That's
end.
what I'm used to.
But there were a couple
Right.
of places that would give out well, okay, to be fair, the place that gave away the grand was in Ashburn, Virginia, which is right around the corner from Redskins Park. A lot of people with money. I'm sorry, Commanders Park.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people
Right.
out there with money. But yeah, some of them, and
Sure.
it used to piss me off. It's like, this is one of the most popular DJ nights of the year.
Yes.
You only gonna pay me 150 to 2, but you have 1,000. And always tell me you don't have no money, but you're giving out 1,000. You're gonna give $1,000 to whatever girl can shake her accoutrements really well in her Halloween costume.
Accoutrement. There you go. Yes, the ever popular accoutrements that women wear on their costume.
Yeah, that was a
All right, well,
1950s
thank you.
rock band.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. All right, Tina, how about you? What are your favorite Hollywood Halloween memory? I can talk.
I hate to say it, but I'm going to be like Candy. I've got two. One, my love of Halloween parties and doing all of that. And I think my love of just parties in general come from my parents because they always had Halloween parties. But I remember being like 14, 15, like 7th, 8th, 9th grade and being like, my parents had their Halloween party and they were like, invite all your friends over. And so I got to see a lot of drunk adults for like 4 hours.
Right, exactly. Yes.
And some of the costumes they came up with and stuff. So I kind of got to, that was the love. But one of my favorites is my mom. My mom, like I said, we were talking like Halloween comes from my mom. My mom loved Halloween. She loved doing costumes and stuff. And she always took time to figure out, like, one year I went as an Illini cheerleader and she found like the right color, everything to match it up with cheerleader costume. Because of course at that time we all remember school we had the costume contest. Our little kids wanted in the costume contest. One year she did an elephant costume that I wish I could have. I have pictures of. I'm sure she does, but it was like the full head with the ears that stuck out and had the nose that came down, wrapped around, stuffed everything. But I remember it snowed and rained that year when we were going out. So I'm walking around like this because it's central Illinois. It's cold outside. Yeah. But every time we would go somewhere and she sewed a bag, a little miniature one-size bag of Planters peanuts to the nose. And everywhere we went in the small town that we lived in, they're like, I've got peanuts. I'm going to give you peanuts too.
Oh, wow. Wow. There you go. Sounds fun though. Hey,
it was a fun costume. So that's that kind of thing is where I get my thing from. So yeah, kudos to mom on the costumes and the fun of that.
Sounds great. All right, Delilah, how about you? Favorite Hollywood? Why I keep saying Hollywood? Halloween. It's Halloween, Nick. It's not nothing to do with Hollywood. Halloween memories.
I mean, just a little bit. The movies, right? No,
right. It's a little dramatic, but yeah.
No, my favorite memories are honestly trick or treating. Doing the Halloween parades in school where they would like actually let you kind of walk around and show off. Like, I feel like, you know, when you're a kid, Halloween is so much fun, especially in public school, because that's when they let you like wear your costumes. Of course, they don't let you wear like certain things, which I understand. Like, but still, you get to show off and be creative and like have a good time. And it's just, I remember the innocence of it. And we're just kindergarten through 8th grade, doesn't matter. Everybody's doing some sort of Halloween party. It's just a fun day of just arts and crafts. And now as a teacher, I get it. The kids ain't gonna pay attention. So you just kind of create like, we're gonna have a party. We're gonna color pumpkins. We're gonna like, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly. No, I got totally. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, and that was just so much fun. And yes, even though I'm in Chicago and I remember a lot of rainy, cold, snowy Halloweens, it was still fun because you didn't feel it. So kudos to my parents
Mm-hmm.
for dealing with that.
And taking us out.
That's what I mean, to taking us out. Thank you to the parents in the cold weather areas today.
Yeah.
It's not just but anybody in the cold weather areas that are trudging through the snow, the cold, the rain, like kudos to your fortitude. I know you're drinking hot cocoa. You probably go home and have some hot toddies, some wine at the end of the day. The other thing I remember and is because we grew up like in the 80s and 90s with like all like the razor panics, you remember? And it came out that it was like there was no validity to it, but your parents, you couldn't even eat your candy, okay? So it's
they
a fun
X-rayed it.
Yeah,
Hospitals
it's a
will let you come and X-ray
so
it.
it's a hilarious time too, because I remember my parents. I'm coming home with loot, okay? Because kids, we didn't have like these fancy like baskets. Like I remember trick or treating with like grocery bags, pillowcases,
and like, you had an extra one shoved in your closet.
Yeah, because we were going crazy, and this was also, and I feel so sad that businesses don't do trick or treating anymore. But like you used to go to like the business districts, and they would like give out like the best candies, you know. As soon as you found out like they're giving like giant candy bars, you were like, I'm going over there. Like, and that's the part that I remember is even though our families go separately, you would run into your friends and then you would share the secrets, like who has the best candies and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and then as you got older, the tricks happened more than the treats, although I never participated because I would get in trouble because I am a Zennial Latina girl, and so I gotta, you know, I'd lose everything. So I was like, nah, you guys go TPing and do whatever because I can't lose my privileges.
But I get that.
Yeah, and then as I got older, I appreciated all the parties. So in my 20s, I was one of those women that get made fun of, which is kind of sad, but you see them freezing their butts, and it's like, yeah, you know what? Yes, I was one of those dumb girls out there. In too short stuff, freezing my tuchus so I could participate in all the Halloween parties. But you know what? I had a damn good time, all right? Yes. Did I freeze? Did my feet hurt? Yes.
Yes.
But I had a darn good time, okay? I don't regret any of my infamous young adult to 20s Halloween parties.
Sure. Yeah,
I got a stress fracture in my foot one Halloween.
So, you wear the shoes that
work, not the shoes that are comfortable.
So, wow.
I love Halloween, basically, in all the stages, from childhood to like craziness. Now I'm more like, I'll have a beer, I'll dress up, and then I'm going home. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like that's my Halloween now.
No, 100%. And you know, that's the thing is like Anthony talked about like the costumes with a cape. You know, as a child, I was a huge Kiss fan. So I think I was 8 years old, and we went through the store, and I'm like, that's it. I found the one. It was a Paul Stanley costume with like Anthony said, the mask with the little hole in the mouth, and it had the star on the eye and the whole thing. Like, I'm like, that is the costume I want. And I wore that thing for like 2-3 years in a row because I was such a Kiss fan. Like, I gotta have the Paul Stanley costume. I mean, that was probably one of the like earliest memories of like remembering like Halloween like that, like you said, because our neighborhood, you know, back then it just seemed like all the families participated on your block. Everybody had candy. All the kids dressed up. The parents were all out. The kids were all out. You'd go through your neighborhood. Like, it was just such a good time to me. Such great memories, like you said, of just being with the other kids in the neighborhood. You know, like you said, getting to wear your costume to school, having all that. You'd have your little Halloween party, like in your class, and everybody would bring like a little something, you know. And again, I'm not knocking anybody for anything. I understand, you know, things are, but we didn't worry about, you know, like the kids who couldn't have peanuts or the kids who couldn't, you know, like the gluten-free thing. Like, you just brought all the candy. Everybody ate tons of lollipops, chocolate, whatever it was, and just had a good time. And it was just fun. It was just a
circus
good time.
peanuts.
I think. What'd you say?
Circus peanuts.
I never liked those
Mary
things.
Jane.
I'm not gonna those big old orange like circus peanuts. I never liked those. Gina's like, well, you haven't tried. Oh, by the way, just for the record, I got to ask you guys this because I'm curious. I am not a fan at all of candy corn. Where do you guys stand on the candy corn? I have to know.
Send it to my house.
Delilah's 50-50, it looks like.
You
Delilah's
saw my face. Come on.
Yeah, Tina totally doesn't like candy corn. What'd you say, Andy?
Send it to my house right along with the fluffed marshmallow pumpkins. I love both of them.
Yeah.
Wow. But Delilah, what were you saying now? You're 50-50?
I'll eat a handful. Like, it's not like I never eat, but it's not my go-to. I'm a Reese's peanut butter cups kind of gal.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Or Snickers.
That's my go-to.
Snickers is my personal favorite. Snickers is number one in my book.
Peanut butter cup anytime, and I'm there. Okay, that's my thing. Am I gonna poop on candy corn? Nah, it's my favorite.
I hope not. That's just nasty. Plus that what just ruined, and then on top of that, you done ruined the nutritional value.
I'm just like, it's my go-to. No.
Candy corn is nutritious, just like actual corn. No, I'm kidding. Anyway,
but real corn.
So would I. Candy corn. Everybody always has that argument of like, oh, can you like candy corn? So I just thought I would ask you guys how you felt about candy corn because I don't like it at all. It's just some people love it. I'm just like, why? If I wanted to eat wax, I would just go eat a crayon or something. Like, why do I want candy corn?
What's
it's like Peeps at Easter.
Yeah.
You either love them or you hate them.
Right. What's everybody's go to Halloween candy?
Snickers.
Reese's
Snickers.
peanut butter cups. Reese's peanut butter cups in any shape, form, whatever.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not a monster. I mean, I like them. I'm not as into the candy anymore. The older I get, there's only certain ones I like Mike and Ike's. That's my go-to candy. But Halloween,
Mike and Ike.
I might not eat a full Three Musketeers, but if you give me a handful of them minis, and I will sit there and pop them like pop.
No, it's hard to candy bars were always the thing. A Butterfinger, I see these. These are all good. These are all good. I'm telling you. Chocolate in general. I'm a chocolate guy too. What's that?
Do they still make Mary Janes? You remember the Mary Janes? It was like that hard peanut butter candy.
Yes, there's a few places where they sell old time candy around here, and you can still find Mary Janes. I've seen them. Yeah. Mary Janes were good. I remember those, but they were just too chewy. After a while, you just get stuck. You're trying to pick it out of your teeth, and caramel. I used to like caramel squares, but they'd always get stuck everywhere. And I'm trying to pick my teeth, getting the caramel square out of my mouth. So,
I remember there was always that one old lady or old guy who gave out pennies.
Yeah.
Chicago thing?
I don't know, but I've gotten pennies a few times back in the day. Like somebody gave me a box of raisins once. Like she's just like, "Here you go, sir." And I'm like, "What? A box of raisins?"
I used to eat raisins, man. Dude, raisins is good.
I don't know. I feel like
I don't like raisins, but it's Halloween. I want damn raisins or an apple or anything else. Give me some candy.
But
these
old people were like, "We're gonna unload these pennies on these."
Right, here you go, sir.
But not only that, we were of the mindset, and we had the upbringing that if Mrs. Johnson gave you a box of raisins, you said, "Thank you, happy Halloween," and you did.
I wasn't going to disrespect anyone, but I just went, "Oh, I got raisins." After you go home, you're like,
as soon as you got back down the path and turned, you're like, "We got raisins."
Yeah, exactly.
I got a rock.
I got a rock. 100%.
My mother would text the hell out of my Halloween candy. Come in, baby. Let me see what you got. Mommy, you're eating on the good ones.
And your parents would set it to the side and be like, And then you never told them, even though they had to know, because if they looked at it, you knew where they were hiding it. You just went and grabbed it out and got it and stuff. So
yeah, they weren't that conspicuous with it. You know what I mean? Like, come on, I know where the candy is. You don't fool me.
I think it was more. I don't think it was so much them trying to get down on our candy as it was them saving us from ourselves.
Exactly.
Because if left to our own devices, we would devour the entire bag of candy
and be sick to our stomachs and throwing up and all of that. They didn't
then
want
they got to clean that
there
up.
was a reason for it.
Yeah, we were restricted to like 3 pieces. When we got home, you could have 3 pieces the first night. When we got home, they gave us 3.
After they checked them to make
after
sure,
trick or treating.
For checking them for the razor blades, the non-existent razor blades that people are supposedly
razor blades.
Yeah. Oh, now it's you gotta be careful because you gotta check your candy for the fentanyl.
No, it's the edibles that I laugh at. Listen, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, the edibles.
I'm gonna tell you. Okay? I know we're going off the rails, but parents.
Don't we always? It's okay.
If you have never purchased edibles, they're very expensive.
Exactly.
You're not gonna give that shit away.
To your children.
No.
If they do get them, it's from their friends. Yeah. Not from adults.
Yeah, they be talking about it. I must have got that from Mr. Johnson down the street.
They got them from their friends.
Senile, didn't realize what they were.
They got them from their friends. Okay, that's where they get them.
Because they're not cheap. That stuff is not cheap.
They're getting them from their friends. All right, that's who got it. But they don't want to get in trouble. Exactly. They don't want to get their friends in trouble. So they're gonna say, "Oh, I got it." Yeah, no. They didn't. No.
Yeah, ain't nobody giving you drugs in your trick or treat candy. Trust me, that stuff's too expensive. Ain't nobody giving you drugs. They're just gonna give you candy and be on your merry way. Ain't nobody trying to give you their drugs. People are anyway. Well, listen.
Happy Halloween,
thank
everybody.
You guys. Right, happy Halloween. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Thank you all for everybody who tuned in today. We will be back next week. It's Tuesday again. So, we'll go back to a normal show. This was just to have a little fun. So again, I hope everyone has a great week. For Anthony Handy, Tina Winter, and Delilah Crespo, I'm Nick Rosario. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye, everyone. Bye.